Nice. I'm so happy to have you guys here today. It's 4 p.m. This is the last session of the day, so thank you for sticking with us. Thank you for sticking with me. We're gonna have a nice session today, very, kind of mellow. We're not gonna try and do some very, very technical things. This is a functional session. It's from beginner to intermediate, let's say admin, business analysts. On the sales side as well, you might want to check out also the Salesforce Roadmap, because we always want to know what we offer to the clients. So let's see, and let's dive right ahead. All right, okay, so a quick word about me. So I'm Jean-Pierre. I work at Cloudity. I've been working there for more than 6 years now. I'm a project manager and senior consultant. So as I said, more on the functional side of things. Obviously, I'm passionate about Salesforce. So passionate that I do have some stickers for you guys if you want to take them at the end. Even better if you want to trade, and you have some that I don't. I love also football and drama, and that's not the drama that you can see at Olympique de Marseille that I support. This is a drama I like, the fact of doing the drama. So I'm an amateur comedian. These are my socials. Don't hesitate to follow me or add me. Thank you so much. Okay, so first of all, we're gonna ask why we need to know about the roadmap. Why do you think we need to know about the roadmap? Guys, why are you here? That's basically the question. To be inclusive? Yeah, good, good. I see two main reasons we want to know about the roadmap. First of all is basically you might have your backlogs full at the moment, and maybe there are some very technical stuff you want to develop. Well, it's always good to know if Salesforce is about to release in a couple of months a nice feature that might do the job. In that case, you just might want to wait and see if that standard feature actually does the job, and that way you don't have to work that hard. Another reason why I think we should, let's say, have the roadmap in mind is that we always want to deliver more to our users and to our clients. So, as a consultant, you're going to go ahead and talk to your client, maybe the product owner on the client side, and you want to go ahead and say, hey, I found this new feature. It's always cool when the integrating partner can actually propose things. In the end, we want adoption to stay at a very high level, so we want to propose things on Salesforce. So that's why we are kind of, always torn apart between kind of the sales requests, the user requests, and the UX and tech depth when it comes to road mapping. And so this is why I think it's very important that we keep the roadmap in mind. All right, so we're gonna have a look at a few basics. As I've seen, I try to have, kind of funny slide and not a lot of text. So I hope it's gonna be entertaining for you guys, and then you're gonna discover, very new things. Oh, sorry about that. Oh man, that's not new, is it? We all know that. So we are talking about roadmap. So obviously, I'm not here to tell you, hey, be careful, safe harbor, stuff like that. I'm not Salesforce, but when we talk about roadmap, this is especially important, and it comes in a lighter way or another on any materials that Salesforce is going to deliver about the roadmaps. Guys, this is just for the financial nerds. This is basically just to say, Salesforce is a publicly traded company, so, don't do anything rash when it comes to our products. But we don't care. We are visionaries. We're going to look at the roadmap, and we want to discover even more roadmaps. So, quick road mapping 101. We're going to be talking about features that might be in pilot. Some are closed pilot. Some are open pilot. So that's basically the very start of the release cycle for Salesforce. Some are going to be released in beta, and so you might use them, but they don't have full maintenance yet. And some are going to be in general availability. I guess you guys all know that. We have 3 releases a year, and when we talk about roadmap and how Salesforce deliver products, they basically do it in those time windows. Sometimes, you know, do you know the last feature that they actually delivered, kind of out of the blue? I don't know if you guys noticed, but very recently, you know, there was a feature that was only available for unlimited licenses, the fact to add a widget like text or image in a dashboard. So that's now available for all clients, even the less, you know, it's still very good because it's the enterprise, but it's not the unlimited, but still you have access to this. You might not have noticed, but it's available, and it's totally out of the blue. They didn't sell it. And so when it comes to roadmap, just a clear definition, it's any product, any new stuff, whether it is shiny, whether it is a small feature on the core platform, and sometimes you might want to have in mind the release updates. Those can be big, those can be small, but you actually can't do anything about them. Salesforce is pushing them to you, and so you have a way to anticipate them with the release notes. So it's not a shiny roadmap, but we have to have them in mind as well. All right, so when it comes to roadmap, we have the classics. The Roadmap Explorer, obviously. That's funny because we're talking about the official roadmap for Salesforce, and this morning we mentioned how architects were important in any Salesforce implementation. And so quite naturally, the roadmap, the official roadmap, is on the Salesforce Architect website. So I encourage you to go and have a look. We have some very nice feature here to see how they span from one domain to another. And in the bottom of the page, you can basically search for any feature that you may have heard of, and you can actually see when it is planned according to, and you see those dates, those are actually release dates, release windows. The problem is, I mean, do you think it's complete? Have you guys always found what you needed on this Roadmap Explorer? Yeah, no. Just the other day, a friend of mine, a colleague of mine was asking, hey, do you know when this is going to be GA? And do you know when this was released in beta? And I was like, yeah, just let me look it up on the Roadmap Explorer. Of course, it was nowhere to be found. And the thing is, Salesforce, they know that. That was at TDX 23, Patrick Stokes, which is one of the, I don't know how you could call them, but product managers, let's say. He's not exactly a product manager per se, but he's often at True to the Core session. And he said that basically they know they should design a solution to show all product roadmaps and so that they can be public and visible. And so at the last Dreamforce, at last True to the Core, we're going to mention them. They actually showed some improvement in this area. So where do we go from here? So I'm very happy that there was a very good participation on this survey that I created on the Wova app. And so I should say this was one answer only, so it might not actually be accurate. I think I should have posted, several answers possible. Even myself, I indicated Salesforce sites and blogs, but I basically try and seek roadmaps elements on all of those solutions. But basically, you guys, a lot of you actually go to Salesforce events and look up Salesforce sites and blogs to know about the roadmap. Does it seem, relevant to you guys? Is it the case for you as well? Yeah? All right. So when it comes to Salesforce events, obviously, you've got the big events, Dreamforce, TDX, World Tour. Let's not forget as well connections for the marketers. And you're going to have roadmap in some form or another, either for a cloud roadmap or a cloud session, sorry. You can have also a roadmap dedicated session. This is the platform roadmap, and I think it was a platform keynote for TDX 23. And the great thing is that now we have this on Salesforce Plus. So even though there are plenty of sessions that you won't be able to catch, and so you might be missing a few roadmap elements, you will have now plenty on Salesforce Plus compared to what we used to have before that. True to the Core is very special event among all of the sessions at TDX and Dreamforce. Do you know about True to the Core? No? So I encourage you to watch the latest videos of True to the Core. I think the latest 3 editions are online for TDX and Dreamforce. I'm not gonna do the history of True to the Core, but basically it's all about, you know, being accountable in front of the trailblazers. And you can see here all of the kind of product managers, and they try to have a diverse panel. There is Slack, there is automation. They try to have also developers, admins. Parker Harris is there leading the thing. And they basically have questions, you know, coming up from the audience. And you can even ask questions online. I was actually able to ask a question online the other day, and they picked it up, so it's quite nice. And so when it comes to knowing about the roadmap, obviously, you know, you're going to watch an hour long of TTTC. You won't have a full roadmap, but at least you're going to catch some elements that you won't see anywhere else. And I was even thinking, I don't know why people are not, like, you know, putting the transcripts or doing a whole presentation about TTTC, because it's very, very interesting. And TTTC is also very interesting in terms of influencing the roadmap, as we'll see later. Obviously, Salesforce sites also have some roadmap elements. These are very discrete because, you know, you have to look for articles. I like the Salesforce admins blog, obviously, and this was very recent. And on this one, they basically tell you about that product. And at the bottom of the article, they tell you more a bit like when it is going to be pilot or GA, and how you can actually access it. So for Einstein for Flow, I think this is a closed pilot. It's closed already. I guess that only some clients actually can access it via their account managers. And but you have a bunch of them on every developer or admin blog. The Trailblazer community, of course. So that slide, I'm not very proud of it. This is actually a photo of a slide I was able to take at Dreamforce. The quality is very poor. It's from an iPhone, so sorry about that. And we can discuss about it later. You know, the content of the slide itself is not important, but basically, of course, the Trailblazer community, whether it is at events like the French Gathering that occurs very regularly, or, you know, through websites, they're going to try and update you guys on the roadmap. And so, for example, this was an attempt, a poor attempt, I must say, on my side to give you guys more information about the permissions roadmap. What about the release notes? Do you guys consider release notes as a roadmap element? That's tricky, right? I do. What you have to consider is that even though it's very hard to read, you know, so people actually give abridged release notes and even do some webinars about it. You have 2 months between the release of the release notes, and it's even released a bit earlier than the official date, and the end of the release weekends window. So basically, 2 months, it's a huge time, which gives you enough time to anticipate and see what you can propose to your users, your clients, and see maybe what you can self-use as a developer if there is something coming up that might be of interest to you. So let's say that this is the very end of the roadmap. Like, okay, after that, you know, it's not even a roadmap. It's like things coming out in a few weeks. But to me, this is definitely a roadmap element, and I really encourage you to go and look them up. They can be pretty hard to read sometimes because it's a lot of pages, but really do that, and you'll be thankful. Obviously, all of this, you can actually find it through social media. Myself, I don't actually scan all the websites for the information. I find most of the information through social media. So you got Sheryl Feldman posting a lot on Twitter and LinkedIn. I encourage you to follow her. And when it comes to permissions, she's super open and she speaks a lot about things. And so it's very interesting. You got other trailblazers as well. And so LinkedIn and Twitter, obviously, the big two. But we've got also a Discord channel or space, SFXD, Salesforce X Discord. 15 members, 15,000 members, sorry. That's more than, I think, some of the Slack spaces that we have for Salesforce. And obviously, yeah, you got those Slack spaces, but you got many of them actually. I know the Hoana Slack, and we have a French one as well, but there are many of them. Even the darkest subjects are actually, available online. When we talk about dark subjects, lightning speed, even this, even though it might be controversial, they talk about it. This is an article in the developers blog. I've actually heard about it via Twitter. Look at that guy. He looks like an anonymous hacker. Bogdan, he actually works at Salesforce, and they basically committed to give more information about lightning experience performance. And so they regularly post on the developers blog about those improvements. Okay, so we've seen kind of the landscape of solutions to look for roadmap elements, but isn't there more? I'm sure you guys know about it. I actually don't know how to ask a question because I'm like, everybody should know about it, but maybe you don't, and it's actually fine. Have you guys heard about the idea exchange? Good, good. I was expecting that. Yeah. So, I mean, you guys already know about what I'm about to say, but always good stuff to remember and maybe a few things to learn along the way. So the idea of the idea exchange is to be able to post an idea and upvote ideas. And up until like a few years back, it was like, okay, hey, Salesforce, please try and do that. They take it, and yeah, let's actually try and develop it. And then you never heard about it until it was in the release notes. They implemented the prioritization, where now you get actually to try and influence the roadmap by prioritizing ideas. I'm going to show you quickly how. Then you've got a proposed roadmap by product managers from Salesforce. And then they basically tell you when they're going to develop it and when they plan to release it. How am I doing on time? 5 minutes left? 10 minutes? Oh, plenty of time. Perfect. All right. We have a very nice Trailhead module, Idea Exchange Basics. I encourage you to do it. It's very quick. You can do it on Trailhead Go. And that will give you the basics about the website. All right. So, you guys know this. I mean, I think everybody in this room has, maybe typed an error in Google at some point, like something is not working in my Salesforce, and you're like, I'm going to find an answer on Google. And no, you don't find an answer. You just find more people upvoting for the solution. Yeah, thank you, Salesforce. Well, at least you know that people know about it. What I like about the ideas is that people can actually talk about them, and Salesforce can actually interact with them. Again, she's very good. I encourage you to follow her, Sheryl Fudman. I think she really tries to, make the most of the tools that they offer to the Trailblazer community, and so she enjoyed them. She actually was a Trailblazer before being at Salesforce, and so she even creates ideas herself. She's like, hey, we picked something up. The idea was not on the website, or maybe we just want to, merge them. And she even gives news about that idea. So, it's very open. They give feedback. And so that way you can kind of know when they plan to actually work on it. This is for permissions. So it's kind of a small, quote-unquote, area of Salesforce. But I'm sure it's the case, for flows as well, all kinds of automation. Basically, you just have to look for it, guys. It takes a little bit of time, and hopefully there was something we could do in the Trailblazer community to try and gather all this information for you. But until then, if you search for the information a little bit, you'll find it. It's out there. When there is an idea that is worth being worked on, the prioritization cycle starts. And so basically what they say is that they propose to us guys in 3 prioritization cycles. Usually they start after the release windows. So for example, the last one started in late September and the release window for Winter 24 was, I think, like the last weekend was early September. And so that way you can actually go ahead and vote on ideas. And how you vote is that you give coins to ideas that you want. You've got 100 coins. Everybody's got 100 coins. Even if you're not an MVP and stuff, you have the same number of coins as an MVP, and you go ahead and you can decide and you can try and vote on an idea that you like, and you can dispatch your coins like that. And that way, you got the winning ideas, like the one who get the most points, and hopefully, so most points, just here, like the total, finish prioritizing, and then hopefully, this turns into somehow a roadmap, That's pretty cool. And that way you're like, okay, so that might actually be really delivered, in spring 24. And we'll see that, Einstein forecasting, or, improved record type management. That's gotta be something, Okay, so this is what I was talking about. This is in the True to the Core video for the Dreamforce 2023. They gave us an update about how they were treating ideas and how ideas were working. So almost 1,000 ideas were updated last year. That's pretty good. And they basically told us a bit about the delivery. They are delivering kind of less ideas per year, but they're delivering more points. Why is that? Do you guys know why? There is a simple answer for this. They are just delivering, like more technical stuff, like more like chunkier bit of features that requires more times. So basically, they spend less time on less ideas, but they spend more time on some important ones. You can see here a list of what they deliver. Again, this is like just an example. You could actually go ahead on the website and look for ideas that were delivered, but this is something worth mentioning, the dynamic forms and things like that. DevOps Center, obviously, API only user license, much awaited. So yeah, they delivered 200 and plus ideas in the past year. Pretty impressive, if you ask me. So they also said that they were trying to do more with True to the Core. So this is pretty cool because they're trying to have more ways to interact with us. That link, so that's from DF23, but that link is still operational. So if you want to go ahead and type in that QR code in your browser, and that way you can try and join, I think, the research fellowship or something like that. And that's pretty cool because that way you get to influence the roadmap. It's the influence part of True to the Core. You get to really participate in establishing the roadmap for Salesforce. And they also gave a roadmap about how they want to improve the roadmap. That's quite meta. And so, as I mentioned, the prioritization cycle starting in late September, but it's already over. It's not very long every time, so you should be on the lookout for it. Maybe put a Google alert or something like that. And they also try to share more feedback about the roadmap, and they're going to have dedicated teams about True to the Core. So dedicated teams to, answering questions about what makes the core of the platform. Not the shiny, new, and high-figure features, but the thing that you work with every day. So this is very cool. And last but not least, you're going to see regularly online product managers proposing you to actually fill out a form to give them feedback. One example, one on the left, sorry, is pretty old, dynamic forms. But that one on the right, if you go to Twitter and you look for Elizabeth Martin, I think you still find a valid link to actually, give a quick feedback about the name of the feature. It's always good to know you can participate in that. And so we've got many ways like that to participate. But again, you need to follow the right people. Until we can actually gather all of those resources in a very nice, convenient way, it's up to everyone to follow the right people to be able to influence the roadmap. And that's all for me. Do you have any questions? All good? It was clear? Thank you so much, guys. Thanks. Have a nice keynote. Have a nice apéro. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for being here.